All right, so I should see a button over here.
Are you going to seriously talk your way through this whole thing?
What? You're not supposed to start. You're not supposed to start that way.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, dear.
No,
No, set?
No, don't start that way. Don't start that way. Don't laugh at me. The whole world is watching.
They're all going to laugh at you.
No, listen. Time out, okay? Just give me a time out, okay? Share.
Watch the comments on here. Just
make sure your volume gets share to a friend's timeline. On a friend's timeline. Olympics. Flying Tomato. Did you see him?
No.
Why not?
I was mothering. Sorry.
I was in Chicago. I'm sorry.
You were in Chicago, having a few drinks, a few laughs.
I was not
good meals.
I was not.
I was having leftovers, canned mac and cheese, canned SpaghettiOs.
This is not starting out well.
Yeah. Actually, I wasn't having canned mac and cheese. The kids were, and then I saw it again later that night. It was fabulous.
Is there canned? Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't starting out
Jillian.
well. Okay, let me hit this button.
From the kitchen.
Well, hey, what about how about them calves?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Laundry, dishes, cleaning the bathroom, scrubbing the toilet, you know.
Okay, well, did you know pitchers and catchers reported today?
For what?
What? Major League Baseball?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay, well.
No, today was cookies, brownies, tissue paper flowers, Valentine's cards for the kids, and Valentine's parties.
Okay, can I at least say Happy Valentine's Day to you?
Sure.
Okay. All right, well, Happy Valentine's Day. All right, so now here's how this works. We're gonna fist bump, and that's the signal to start the show.
Really?
Yes. Can you do that for me?
Moses.
Let's do a show. Let's do a show.
Wonder Twin Powers.
We've got a great show tonight. Three. Ladies and gentlemen. Three. Oh. Three. Oh.
Don't
Three.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to 330 to Go. I'm your host, Hank Forrester, coming to you live from Stakeout Studios overlooking the rolling plains of Hardesty Park. In tonight's episode, we take a break from winter and discuss things that we love to do over the summer that we're looking forward to. In addition, the Queen of Akron herself, Yoly Miller, is live in studio. Also, Eric Elsass is here to share his thoughts on proper life insurance coverage. But before we do that, we're once again joined by the golden tones of Roddy Voorhees.
Really?
Check that. Check that. Making her 330 to Go debut. Let's have a big round of applause for Kate Forrester.
Wow. How you doing, Hank?
I'm living the dream, honey.
Are you?
Just living the dream.
All right. Well, tonight is brought to us by Advanced Insurance Designs Incorporated. It's all I'm supposed to say.
What? No.
That's all you have found for me to say.
I mean, really?
No. There's more.
Oh, really? I'm assuming that Eric will tell you about it later on in the episode because they didn't give me anything else to read.
But you did good. You did real good. You did good. All
yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on, let's get started with Act 1. We're going to turn the lights on for you now, folks.
I like the ball. The shiny mirror ball. We should
All
leave the
right.
shiny
So
mirror ball on.
I see, before we begin, I see Nicole Makota. Nicole, are you still on? Nicole, are you still on? Just say yes, okay? I was in Chicago this past weekend, okay? And I got a breakfast at the Windy City Cafe, and I got what I always get from the Valley Cafe, which is the country fried steak breakfast meal. And theirs was just as proportioned as your guys's, but I got to tell you, whatever BJ is doing with that steak, keep doing it because it was fantastic. Valley Cafe's was so much better, and I hope the Chicago people don't hold that against me.
Wow.
But I'm just letting you know. All
right. Wow.
All right, folks. So here we go. Act 1, Dreams of Summer. Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm good.
Hey.
I'm awake.
World. Kate Forrester. Kate Forrester World. Man, this is her first on-air debut, I think, for anything. You've never DJ'd with me before on mic, have you? I think you did a middle school party once for Jillian at one point, didn't you?
Not if I don't have to. No.
Yeah, so she's done one appearance before, all right? So point being, thank you for filling in. Roddy is not with us tonight. He's been detained elsewhere. Detained, I guess, is not the right word.
That's okay. I think Roddy owes me for this. Big time. I'm a behind-the-scenes girl.
Oh, look.
I'm not all...
Hey, wait, say hi to Miss Sheena. Miss Sheena just tuned in.
Right,
so here we go, folks. So I'm going to ask you. This is from husband to wife, and happy Valentine's Day. I love you. Thanks for being on tonight. What are you looking?
I'm supposed to say that back, aren't I?
You don't have to. What are you looking forward to? All right, so here we are. Right, we're in that really weird corridor where winter starts to turn that corner. We're heading towards spring, and then we could start looking forward to our summer stuff. Okay, so what are some of the things that you look forward? And folks out there in our audience that's tuning in right now, feel free if you want to list some of your activities that you do over the summer. If you want to list some of the festivals or events that you attend, that'd be great because we love to cover those this year. All right, so right now I'm going to start with Kate. What are some of the things that you like to do with your kids? What are some of the things that you're looking forward to do this summer?
Growing grass.
Grass. You had to bring. Why? That is not.
Not the kind you smoke, but the kind you have in your backyard.
Wow, she went there too. She brought up her Yellow Springs roots. Listen. We don't bring up our dirty laundry on a show like this, okay?
I never said I did it.
No,
I didn't inhale.
No, you need to say. Look, your mom just tuned in. Your mom just tuned in. Say hi, Mama.
Hi, Mama.
Hopefully she didn't see that part. Listen.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
She knows anyway. Listen. When you're on a show like this, you stick to script. Okay.
Okay. I have words. I don't have script. I have words.
Those are called discussion points. They're discussion topics. Okay. The grass, the backyard. People don't know about that. That's not on the list. Okay. So you don't have to bring that up. Okay. Right. So let's start with what I said. Here, you start with the list.
Bubbles. You got bubbles as the first word.
This is going so well. Okay. All right. Bubbles, as in we enjoy our kids, our little ones, going and blowing bubbles in the front yard.
Yeah.
Things that we're looking forward to doing this summer.
Blowing bubbles. Blowing bubbles.
Catching lightning bugs. How many people out there will take a lid, put the holes in the lid and get a jar and catch the lightning bugs, right?
Well, you can't just call them lightning bugs. You have to call them fireflies, too.
Fireflies, lightning bugs, okay, light up butts, whatever you want to call them.
Light up butts.
The point is what? Stop. The point is the kids enjoy doing that, right? And
yeah.
Usually it's around June, July when that happens.
Well, they enjoy it until they get eaten up by all the mosquitoes.
Yes,
that's fabulous.
Okay, how are we? I'm afraid to ask this question about pools and sprinklers. I swear to God. Listen, again.
I'm not allowed to bring up any history. No dirty laundry. This
is a full disclosure, non-full disclosure. You don't bring up all our stuff. Okay.
I don't bring up the baby gate sawhorse baby gate.
Do not bring that story up. I mean, you can tell if you want to. Just might as well go ahead now.
So the first year we were going to get one of those 3-foot pools.
Yeah.
Okay, we bought
one.
Round 3-foot pool that you put up in your backyard, and Genius over here decided to put it up in the driveway in front of the garage. And I told him, I'm like, you have to have a fence, or we're gonna get sued because some kid's gonna climb in it and drown. So he goes, I got it worked out. It's all good. I'm gonna go baby gate, sawhorse, baby gate, sawhorse, baby gate, and just tie them together.
No, because I took mesh and put it over the saw. I took mesh and I put it over the sawhorses. There was no way that a little kid was getting into that pool.
Oh, okay? No. I want any lawyer or judge out there to let us know. Will that stand up in court? Because I'm kind of guessing that's enough.
Point being, pools. Okay, everyone looks forward to pools over the summer. Okay, sprinklers.
Yeah.
Kids like going through the sprinklers.
Yeah, right? They do. They love it.
All right.
And it waters my lawn. Back to the grass thing.
Oh, Starla just joined. Here we go. Thanks for that.
Darla.
So the point is, Grilling out obviously is a big deal for us Ohioans, but the thing is we never stop, right? We're all rugged. I've got video of me all throughout the winter grilling out, right? But you do it more frequently.
Those are entertaining.
Well, here's the difference. The difference is smoking, okay? When you're grilling, you can do it at any time of the year. It's hard if you're doing old school smoking, if you're using any kind of wood burner or any kind of pellets where it's manual. Tim Ruzick, our neighbor down the street, he's a manual wood pellet guy. The point is, it's very difficult to maintain that smoking temperature in the winter, so it's hard to smoke. So that's one thing. Yankee Peddler. We haven't been there for years. You remember we took mom and dad down. We took the kids and
that's all dirty laundry.
Well, no, the whole thing is my dad has this thing with funnel cake. It's like, we got to get a funnel cake. We're at a Yankee Peddler festival, all right? They don't have funnel cake. And he's like, there's got to be a funnel cake. No. So we ended up getting like kettle corn or whatever and having to convince the kids it was funnel cake, and it didn't go very well. Anything?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
that's not the memory I had, but hey, we'll go with that.
They're both watching right now. Your mom's lecturing you. All right. Next is Burger Fest. So I went into Arnie's.
Susan.
I went into Arnie's today. Arnie's is local here in West Akron. We've talked about Arnie's before on show number 1, I believe. Which, by the way, hint, hint, there may be breaking news tomorrow regarding Arnie's in regards to where our coverage is going to be for the Browns draft parade coverage. All right. But the point is, I stopped in and they told me that they have canceled the Burger Fest this year. What? Did you guys know that? The downtown Akron Burger Fest has been canceled. It's been canceled or postponed because there was a conflicting event. All right. So I was like, okay, so what do we tell our audience? She's like, I don't know. So we'll find out tomorrow. So, but the thing is,
just talking to the chambers.
We always look forward to Burger Fest, right? Because it's a lot of good eats. What?
Good eats.
I love you. But
love you.
All right.
No.
All right. Yeah. Well, and again, folks, this is Kate's first time on air, so she's hearing the sound effects for the first time. She's hearing the voice changes for the first time. So
I'm listening to it all for the first time. I'm usually wrangling kids and picking up this.
Taking care of the dog and, running the house.
Akron rib burn off. Who goes to the Akron? It's usually around the 4th of July. Raise your hand if you go out there to the Akron rib burn off. We look forward to that. Oh,
yeah, raise your hand out there. We'll see you.
Hey, what are we hearing?
You got to
you got to turn down your radio over there.
Babe.
Turn down your radio. Shirley, friend of show is a friend of show, mom of show. Is
friend of show.
She's brought up a nice one, right? And that is we go to the Smithville Barn. If you folks have ever been to the Smithville Barn, it's a real nice place. It's right down 585. If you've ever been to Ramsier Farms, it's right around the corner from Ramsier's. And fun activities, go to Smithville Barn. You have lunch at the barn, and then you go out and you feed the ducks. You can go. They got a bulk food place there, all that good stuff. So that's a fun activity over the summer. Also, and this is the pride of Akron for us because of our West Akron heritage here. The Taste of Akron, the Akron Art Expo, and the Food Truck Expo all happens literally at Hardesty Park, which is right across the street from us. And I'm used to your chair. Usually put my arm around Mike. I can't. Here, I'll touch you. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So.
Oh, that could go really bad. Really bad.
The Akron Art Expo is really I'd say it's an Ohio-wide event. A lot of folks come from all over. I don't want to say peddlers. What's the right word? Artists and folks that are imaginative creators, and they create. One of your favorites with Jill is to go to the Wicked Stitch of the West or Wicked
the
whatever.
Wicked Stitch.
So it's this gal that puts together all kinds of. She quilts like clothes together. We've always had our eye on buying one of those copper fountains, but they're always like $600 or $700. We always have to sell a kid to get one.
I don't think anybody would pay that for our kids.
Yeah, no. The point is, there's really pretty copper fountains. There's paintings galore. There's jewelry galore. So that's the Akron Art Expo. But before that is our favorite event of the year, and that's the Taste of Akron.
That's fun.
And
that's a good time.
Taste of Akron. We usually will go pregame at El Rancho. Another plug for you guys. I'll be coming to see you soon. All right, we go pregame at El Rancho, and then we go across the street, and there's the Taste of Akron. And it's usually 50 different restaurants that are all represented, including all the food trucks from around town. That is in usually the middle of July, end of July. As you're approaching August, last weekend of July-ish. And the whole time they've got local bands and local dance troops all performing on the different stages. And then the usual couple that with the Heinz Pulse Ballet or one of the ballet, and sometimes the orchestra will be there too. So
and there's a lot of food trucks there then too.
Oh yeah, so it's the point is that's really where West Akron and Akron itself gets to shine. Hi Brenda. She said, "Hey Fosters." Yeah, I'm saying Yoly's over here giving me a look. I'm talking. We're not talking about your birthday yet. I'm talking about the opportunity for West Akron to shine. Right, it's our little neighborhood, and I sell parking spaces in my front yard for like $25 a pop. But anyway, so was that a commercial? Free commercial for us? No, I lied about that. Hey, do you remember when we taught the kids about economics? I'm rubbing your back now. It's Valentine's Day.
We kind of taught them, but didn't. I mean, you bought them water, they sold it, they made money, they used it at Cedar Point, but you didn't charge them for rent. Actually, the guy who lives on the corner, whose property they were on, didn't charge him for rent.
So the idea was the kids are like, and that's another one. Bring that up. Summer, Cedar Point. Cedar Point is summer, right?
Yeah.
We try to go at least once or twice a year.
So I can sit and watch as they go on the roller coasters.
I have to usually sell a kidney for the cost of a family of 6 now to go, but. Point being, so we tried to teach the kids a little economics lesson, which Scott in charge at Ohio State Fair. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Gus, friend of show, father of show. The Ohio State Fair, that's a tremendous experience too. But again, that's not Akron, Dad. I mean, it's a good thing to do over the summer. You're right. It's a tradition that we've come up with. And we always seem to go after the horses and cows have already left for that show. But back to the economics lesson. We're like, okay, kids, they want to spend money at Cedar Point, so they want to play games, right? Those games are all lined up, and you try and win the big, SpongeBob or whatever it is stuff.
Because everybody has to have one of those.
Because everyone has to have one, and then I got to carry it around the rest of the day.
They're ridiculous.
But the point is, the kids are like,
they're not squishy.
They're not
squishy.
So I'm like, okay,
why do you want one of those? They're hard as a brick.
I said, okay, I'll make you guys a deal. I'm going to buy you water. We'll calculate what it costs, and then we will sell that for X number of dollars. We'll go to the corner. We'll pay the guy rent at the corner. We'll set it up with a stand.
It didn't happen.
No, hold on.
It didn't happen.
You're ruining my story. And so then it's like, okay, and then whatever's left over after we pay all our expenses, that's the money that you guys can use to play games. And
I think your mom should have charged you that day too, because poor Cheryl had to take part of that duty because we had to work.
Point being, they ended up making $128 over the expenses. So we ended up, and we split it up and let them play their games, and we kept our word, and they literally threw away all their money on all the Cedar Point games. But the point is, it was a nice little lesson for them, right? And then, naturally, there's lots of places around town to go for hiking and biking. We've got the Akron Metro Parks and the Cuyahoga Valley Metro Parks are fantastic, right? And they're all within short driving distance, and it gives us an opportunity to do stuff together as a family, and usually, more often than not, it's free. Mm-hmm. So, and then, we got the trailers for the bikes, so all the littles can ride and everything. So, and then, of course, the fireworks. The Akron does a pretty decent job with the fireworks. There's also other options. We've got the Stowe option. We've got the
Fairlawn
fireworks.
Fairlawn.
We've got Medina option. We've got the Portage Country Club does their own.
Portage Lakes
does their own, which that was fun. Portage Lakes, you go and you get on a boat and you go on the flotilla and they tie all their boats together and you're literally underneath the fireworks. So that's a good time. So point is, these are all things that we're looking forward to doing over the summer.
Grass.
You just want to grow grass.
I just want grass in my backyard so that when my dog goes out in the backyard, I'm not like hosing him down to get him back in the house.
All right. So
just grass.
This concludes Act 1. You survived your debut. What do you think?
I'm done.
Hold on. Before Kate steps off, here we go with our next Acme gift card giveaway. Okay, you have to text in to the show. You cannot write your response. And Jason, friend of show, Jason, you are not eligible. Okay. Jason and Big D is not eligible. No family members are eligible. All right, but here we go. And I think neither Yoly and Eric are eligible either. But here we go. Acme card giveaway question. You ready? How much was the cost for either cupcake roses or chocolate covered bacon roses?
The dozen, right?
To buy a dozen, what was the cost? You have to text to that number. First person to text the cost. Blessed with Flavor. They are still selling actively. So if you want to, you can buy after Valentine's Day. Okay. Text to that number the cost of a dozen, and you're gonna win this Acme gift card for you right here. All
I'm
right?
telling you, if you don't buy, you're missing out. That was good stuff. Oh, buddy.
All right, folks. So right now we're gonna switch our person in the chair next to me.
Yay!
Let's have a nice round of applause, everybody, for Kate
I'm out.
Forrester.
Peace out, man. Peace out.
Her debut went well. Once again, Dan, you got to text to that number, okay? All right, so her debut went well. Folks, right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring on a person that is well-known around Akron. You know her, you love her. Her name is Yoly Miller, and she is all over the place. She literally will just show up out of nowhere, somewhere in Akron, and just go live on Facebook, and next thing you know, it's something fun and interesting. So we're going to bring her on right now. Now I'm assuming you gotta scoot all in so you're close to the mic there. Okay, do a little check for us.
Hello.
There you are. All right. So my question to you is, I'm assuming you've done this a lot, like these types of shows, podcasts, and stuff, right?
No, but I've helped bring guests on a lot of podcasts.
So this first time, well, not first time, but
not the first time I've been on a podcast.
Right.
But I usually don't do podcasts.
Okay. Well, for that, we thank you for coming on. So appreciate that.
You're
All right.
welcome.
So right now, I'm gonna be very basic and generic at the beginning here. Okay. So what is it about Akron that you love? And tell us about your background. You know, we keep hearing about this thing called the Akronist. You explained it to me once. So if you wouldn't mind telling us what the Akronist is, and then telling us what is it that it makes Akron such an infatuation for you.
Okay, so the Akronist is an online newspaper. It exists only online, and it is run almost entirely by citizen journalists. And a citizen journalist is someone like you or me or any of your guests here today who see a story, feel compelled to write about it, and it's an outlet. You can publish it. You own the byline. You get a byline. You can sell your story to other outlets, even if you publish it on the Akronist.
Okay.
And it is a way for us to have local coverage where we normally wouldn't have.
Okay.
Anywhere from marches down Market Street to local festivals, plays, protests, anything.
So anything that a citizen would consider a news story.
Yes, we do. There is an editor. Chris Miller is the editor, and he's really good about making sure that the stories meet all the requirements for it to be journalism.
Okay.
It can't be biased. There's no hate, nothing negative. You can cover a protest, but you can't be
one side or the other.
Yes, it's got to be news. It's got to be newsworthy, and it's got to be good journalism.
I wish I had known about that. I mean, I didn't know about
you
that.
You do that. I've watched some of your live feeds, and you do a lot of citizen journalism.
Yeah. My point is when the whole Trump protest took place at Highland Square,
Yes.
I tried to be as objective as possible and just interview people and let them share their piece. But I didn't know about the Akronist. That would have been great to be a part of that at that time. So
I think I saw you because
Yeah.
I was covering that for the Akronist, and
I was standing. I took my truck down, my white truck, and I was standing on top
yes,
of it.
I
'cause
remember
was-
that. Yes.
I wasn't necessarily afraid, but I just wanted to be safer.
Yes.
so I elevated myself above the crowd just a little bit. So, all right. So why Akron?
Why not Akron, as the mayor likes to say. So I like to tell the story that, we had to move. We lived in Pittsburgh for a couple of years, and we had to move.
Okay.
And we had.
Whoa! What did you just say? What'd she just say?
I can't help where.
Let the boost go. Hold on. Why would you say this?
Why do you do this?
Okay, now go.
Because we could have moved anywhere in the world. We had a choice of, Japan, Brazil, Hungary, Spain, anywhere in the United States that the company my ex-husband worked for
Okay.
had a place.
Okay.
And Cleveland was one of them. And
Okay.
we had lived in Copley for a couple of years, and when we moved out of Copley and we had to move, we made a list of every city we could go to, and we started putting things that were good for our kids. We had 3 daughters at the time, and we thought we were done. 3 little girls.
You weren't,
No, we weren't anywhere near done. Not even halfway.
You weren't done.
But the list for Akron, so it would be like one thing here, one thing here, one thing here, one thing here, and then the list for Akron would just kept growing, and we ran out of space and had to flip it over. So it's like, we have to move to Akron. There were good schools.
Okay.
The people were welcoming. Everywhere else I have gone in the country, everything's very segmented, very broken up race-wise.
Okay.
Coming to Akron meant that I didn't have to worry so much about how people were treating me and therefore how they were treating my children.
Okay.
When you have, when you experience racism firsthand, you don't really want that to color your kids' perspective on life.
Right.
And coming to Akron, it softened that for them.
Okay.
Doesn't completely cut it out, but it does soften it.
Okay.
And
my kids are all in Akron public schools, and they experience that same thing.
yes,
It's a very diverse culture, and it's a very diverse feeling. I mean, and we've worked very hard to try and raise them that way.
and Akron is that it's not a big city, but it's not a small town.
Right.
You can do anything in Akron.
Right.
You can learn to scuba dive. You can learn to rock climb. You can learn how to fly a plane.
Where do you scuba dive in Akron?
Well, they teach it. No, they teach it there. You know where?
That's a total assignment.
Yes.
For it.
Well, they're right there in South Akron,
Yep.
on Grant Street, and they scuba dive at the university. Akron
Okay.
U.
There's one in Barberton though.
Yes,
It's called like
yes.
Atlantis something. It's a big aquarium.
Literally, you can do
There.
anything in
Okay.
Akron.
Okay. Okay.
You can be an engineer.
Right.
You can be a coder. You can be a podcaster. You can start your own television show. You can put on your own theater production. You can start your own nightclub, your own theater. These are all things that have started in Akron and are, just in the last 3 years and are still going strong. Why not Akron? There's so much possibility here.
I agree. All right. Well, there's 2 things we're going to talk about right now, and I'm weak on both of these areas, so I'm going to divert to you. And that's arts and music, and you can break them up however you want. I generically understand the arts scene here in Akron, and I'm in tune with the music scene, but not at the level that you are. So why don't you go ahead and talk about that for a bit?
The music scene. What is there?
Well, every night that I turn on a Cavs game or I'm sitting there watching PTI or whatever I'm doing, I see bloop on in my phone, and it says Yoly Miller just went live. And you are somewhere, and there's a new band. And every night it's 365 days. Every night it's a new band. Okay.
But that's true. That's the reality in Akron. Akron is, it's like a jewelry box full of all these things that you can take out and play with. But instead of being jewels or jewelry, they're bands. They're performers, singers, singer-songwriters, bands, trios, duos. There's a joke that there's only one saxophonist in Akron and he plays with every band out there. There isn't. There are a lot of saxophonists, but the really, really good ones get around because they're really, really good. Monday, if I want to listen to music, Monday's my day off. I tend to not go out. I watch Netflix and veg out.
Okay.
But if I want to listen to music, I'll go to Highland Square because I know I can find music there.
Okay.
If it's not at Annabelle's, it's somewhere in the courtyard out there. If it's warm,
Okay.
Somebody will be playing somewhere. Barmacy, outside Angel Falls.
I've seen you down at Lock 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Lock 4 on Thursdays has music during the summer. Wednesdays, I can listen to great piano playing. Jackie Warren plays at least once a month at Blue Jazz.
Okay.
She is amazing. She moves her hands like this, and music comes out.
Well, what about
She does. It's like
with Lock 4 though? Is there? It's open air. Is there a charge
it's
to get
open
in?
up. No, there is no charge.
Okay.
Lock 4 has always traditionally been free. Mr. Lieberth got it started as the Wednesday night jazz club.
Okay.
Chris Horn took it up and started providing free concerts for everyone
Okay.
through the Devil Strip
Okay.
on Thursdays. DAP and Art Walk and the folks that run that, which are the business owners and the people involved in the arts community, rallied around that as well. And now we have Third Thursday, which is art, music, drinking, eating, enjoying downtown Akron.
Right.
The third Thursday of every month with a dedicated theme.
Does that couple with Lock 3 or it's separate, right? It's separate. Because Lock 3 does their own
Lock 3 does their own program, yes.
Because that's one thing that we get here too, is every Tuesday nights. Honey, is it Monday or Tuesday? It's Tuesday, right? What's our night? Yeah,
The
it's
park.
Monday.
Monday.
Ours
Yes.
is Monday.
Yeah, and you have ballet, you have orchestra, you have amazing concerts at Hardesty
Yeah,
Park.
and
Yes.
so it's like clockwork, and they give us a schedule at the beginning of the year, and we know what's going to be when, and so we try to,
Yeah, if you go online and research your local parks, there is a calendar there for every single park that is programmed in the city.
right.
Whether you're in West Akron or East Akron or South Akron, or it doesn't matter. It's all there. You just have to go look for it. There's something to do all the time, whether it's music, theater, camping. You can camp downtown.
Sure.
You can.
Wait. What? Where?
There's a campground.
Where?
It's
What?
secret.
What? You're not talking, not Sage Place, right?
No, not that kind of camp. There's a campground downtown Akron. Is attached to a small gallery,
Okay.
and it literally is a campground. You just, you kind of. I don't want to tell everybody where it is because it's a gem,
See what I mean?
and I don't want it totally inundated. But there is a campground with a campfire and a camper and this beautiful pine tree and a tire at the bottom, and it's surrounded by woods. It's beautiful, and it is right downtown.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll have to try and figure that one out. Well, and then you go to the Akron Art Museum too, right? I mean,
Yes, on Thursdays it's free admission for everyone, but they just had a big drive for members, and members get into things that people don't get into when you go on Thursdays for free. They have actually a show coming up called is with the big heads, June. Forget what her last name is, but it's opening this Friday, and there's a preview for members at 6:30. The general public doesn't get to look at it until 7:30. And that big drive, there were a lot of members who signed up for free.
what's a membership cost? Do you know? For the
Okay, so the big one, the Culture Club, which is what I like to do,
okay.
is $500. But that gives you access to a lot of
That's
things.
annual.
That's annual.
Okay.
But it starts, I think, like $80, $90 at the low end for the single.
Unless you buy it on the Charity Tuesday.
Unless you buy Charity
Then
Thursday, then it's free.
Thursday, is it Tuesday? Thursday, it's free.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
The just to be clear, the art museum, I've only been in there like 2 or 3 times. It's the one that looks like a starship, Star Destroyer from Star Wars, right? It's got like the jagged parts coming out.
It is the glass and metal structure that is built over the old building that was the art museum.
Okay.
The art museum more than doubled its size when they had the new structure built over it, and now it tripled its size with the Bud and Susie Rogers Garden,
Okay.
which almost didn't happen because the funds were not there, and the Rogers came in and said, "Hey, we want to have this garden, let's do it,"
Okay.
and they paid for it, which is perfect. It's
All right,
amazing.
I'm going to ask you a loaded question here.
Sure.
How safe is Akron?
Safe.
Now, and
How
here's
safe
why.
is
Here's why I
Akron?
ask, because there's a lot of times I know where when you're going live, you're there.
I'm there.
Right.
Yes.
So talk about Akron. You had mentioned to me one time where you could walk across town from X to Y but don't go to Z. Is
Yes,
what you said.
yes.
So
I can
explain
walk.
that to me.
I can walk down Market Street and stay on one side and be totally safe. And then if I want to cross the street, I will cross the street in Highland Square and I will cross the street downtown. But ironically, it's in the area where I live. I will not cross the street. And it's not because it's safe or not safe. It's just, it's darker. There are more people there. There are a lot of hustlers who will come in and give you the story, hey, I ran out of gas and my car's right over there and I just need to get enough just to get to Cleveland. I just need $30. And you're like, you're the third person that's come to me with this story, right?
We had that happen at our front door.
Yeah. Yes.
2 weeks ago.
And it's the same story. It doesn't matter who tells it to you. It's the same story. So it's a scam.
Sure.
It's not somebody who is looking for help. It's a scam.
Sure.
And I've seen some things happen across the street.
Okay.
That I don't want to be part of.
Okay.
You see, people walk up to a guy and the same guy fist bumps like 20 different people in 20 different cars. He's not being friendly. But that's the reality. That's the reality of Akron.
Right.
And especially on Market Street and Crosby, we have a great city councilman who does everything he can to help this Ward 1 neighborhood, right? Just like all the other wards have their councilmen, but it doesn't matter what you do. People who want to do things or harm or scams or whatever, they're going to do it.
Sure.
They're just going to move from place to place when they get caught or they get seen. I personally find Akron to be very, very safe. I have been walking everywhere in Akron for the past 3 years. Buildings that are public access, buildings that are not. Behind fences, over fences. I shouldn't say that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, hit a button. Do something. Dang. I don't know.
People know that there are no closed doors for me. If there's a door that's closed, it's because there's another one on the other side that's open. And I take everyone with me. People who follow me know that I'm going to take them somewhere cool.
Okay.
I'm going to take them somewhere where things are happening or someplace where they haven't seen or they don't know about.
Okay.
And that's just about everything in Akron.
All right. So here's the big question. First of all, you want a piece of chocolate? It's Valentine's Day. There's dark and
these are
milk.
pretty cool.
So feel free. Big D, you want a piece of chocolate?
No, I'm good.
I sat there for 15 minutes.
I didn't know. Here. One shot. Here. Hey, you. Here. Piece of chocolate for you.
Hey, you.
All right. So here's the big question, right? You've got a birthday coming up.
I do.
Is it a milestone?
It is. It's
Okay.
a big one.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta move these because it feels really weird. I feel like Jacobo Saludowski from when I was a kid.
All right. So tell us about your birthday.
So I'm gonna be 50.
Right.
All right.
Does she? Hey. Yeah. Get round of applause or something. Does she look 50? No.
Jeans.
36. Maybe
When you mix the jeans up, you get
36 at best. Okay. So we'll go with that.
No, I like 50.
Okay.
I like being 50.
All right. So tell us about your birthday.
So every 2 years I would throw a party.
Okay.
Big party. Invite everyone who'd wanted to come.
Okay.
Everyone. Right. And you spend money on a party and it gets used up. You eat, you drink, money's gone.
Right.
And I have friends who are part of the Akron art scene.
Okay.
And if you want to know the Akron art scene and the Akron music scene, look up those hashtags. Hashtag Akron art scene, Akron music scene, and you will find everybody posting. Anybody who uses that hashtag, you'll find them.
We'll just remind us when we're done. We'll tag all that here.
Of course. I was talking to a friend of mine, Emily, and we're talking about Masu Productions. They won a matching grant from the Knight Foundation.
Okay.
To take the program or Does It Explode into venues that normally wouldn't see that kind of theater, and it deals with anger and frustration and race. And it's something that we need to address. We need to talk about. When you bottle up anger, what's going to happen? Either you swallow it or it's going to explode, and that's where the title comes from.
Okay.
Or Does It Explode? And you know, they have to raise $25,000. And I'm looking at her going, you know, I was going to throw a party. I can just write you a check for what I was going to spend and give that to you. But I don't know how to grow that. You know, that's not going to make that big of a dent on what you need to raise. You know, too bad I can't just throw a party and invite everyone and ask them to pay to come to a birthday party. And she's like, well, why can't we throw a party? And, you know, and I'm like, well, yeah, you know, I could throw a party and ask people to donate $5-10. You know, still not going to raise a lot of money. And so we just kept talking, and it kind of just snowballed. And then we're thinking, you know, we're going to go to Uncorked or Blue Jazz or Musica because Tony likes to help. Tony Tropy owns those places. And so we can have a raffle. We can have people come in, charge them at the door, $10 each. You know, we have a party, get some music going. And we sat down with Nicole Mullet from Summit Life 365. And she was like, what about the Civic? I'm like, oh yeah, the Civic, like we have the money to throw a party at the Civic. She goes, no, let me call Howard and see what we can do. And like that, he was like, yes, I love Masu. You know, so he allowed us to throw a private party. He is eating a lot of that cost to have that party there because, you know, it's expensive. It's big. It's expensive, and it's a union theater. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So we're selling tickets to celebrate my birthday. And I had to move my birthday. My birthday's at the end of February.
Okay.
And I literally had to change my birthday to March 23rd.
Okay, that's fine.
It's okay. You get a
So
little time.
I get to turn 50 twice and not be 100. And we have live music.
Is there a DJ?
There is a DJ.
And who is that?
Ace Epps.
It's not us.
No, it's not you. He volunteered.
Okay.
You know, so I'll walk up to somebody and I start talking to them.
We ain't free.
And people get excited. People get excited.
I just got yelled at. Kate's yelling at me. Hey, you're off the show now. You did a good job. Love you.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I'll sell you my kids. I'm trying to raise $25,000.
We have plenty.
No, my kids wouldn't let me sell them.
We have plenty.
You've met one of them.
Yes, we have plenty. But the one that I have met is fantastic.
Oh, Fabi?
Okay, so just so y'all know, Fabi is Yoly's daughter, and she's one of the assistant manager, right? She'll probably be taking over because Lauren's having a baby. Well,
it would be nice, but I think she just works there.
Okay. Point being, the city cleaners are my people, right? They're right down the street, and I'm DJing 50 to 60 weddings a year, so I constantly have to be taking tuxes in all the time. So I've gotten to know those girls over the years, and in fact, we just did a little Christmas gift for them. They were so shocked. I'm like, I pull in, and Sierra was with me, and I'm like, you want hot or cold? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you want an iced coffee or you want a hot coffee? And they're like, are you kidding me? I'm like, no. So we come back, we come storming in with this whole thing of coffees, and they were like so excited, you know. All right, so
they hire some of the best.
Oh, the girls
people.
are fantastic.
Yes, they are. They're amazing.
And the guys, there's a lot of guys that deliver there too. So it's a city cleaners. I'll be coming to you. Free pub right there. All right. So finish up on the birthday. How's it wrapping up? Or where are we? Are we good on ticket sales, or you got room left?
We just started selling tickets, and I believe we've sold maybe 6 or 7 of them.
Okay. What's the cost?
It starts at $50 for a single.
Okay.
Dynamic duo. You take in your best friend or your significant other, and it's $85. So you save a nickel and a dime.
$85 to go party. You want to do that? We'll talk about it.
Yes. It's a gala. It's a gala, so you get a chance to dress up.
Wink. What? It's adult time.
It's adult time, and it's all dance music. We have.
Hey, and I don't have to DJ.
You don't have to DJ. You can just enjoy yourself. We have a bluesy trio called Rogues Gallery. We have Free World, which is reggae. We have the Kahuna Kings. This is a retro surf band, and they can make anybody dance. And we have the Dreamers, which is kind of a retro rock kind of feel.
50s, 60s, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
only.
look who just joined. Say hi to your kid.
Which one?
We were just talking
can't
about
see
it.
it. Oh.
It's Bobby.
Fabiana Rochelle, go to bed.
Go to bed. It's 7:45.
She's gonna get up early.
She's a college graduate. You tell her to go to bed at 7:45.
Well, you got that many kids.
She's an adult. I forget how old they are.
She'll be up for like 6 more hours.
No, she's my early. She goes to bed early.
All right, well,
she has to wake up early.
Bobby, we're just loving on you. Thank you for all you guys do. The city cleaner ladies and guys are fantastic. So we just gave you guys a free commercial here for a little bit. So, all right.
So yeah, anytime you want to listen to music, just you go to Facebook and type in Akron music scene, or type in Akron music, or just type in Akron. Twitter. When I started this 3 years ago, I typed in literally on Twitter, Akron.
Okay.
And everything that came up Akron, I looked at it, went to it, tried to enjoy it. That's how I found Chris Miller and Blue Green, the Acronists. They taught me a lot of what I do now.
Okay.
Blue Green actually spun out from the Acronists and created Around Akron with Blue Green. A great show about Akron, all Akron on Western Reserve PBS. You just got to look for it, guys. Everything's out there.
Interestingly enough, Twitter is no longer that friendly anymore.
So on Twitter, it's better to not have any followers and be following 1,000 people, because you get all the information, than to have 1,000 followers and not be following anyone, because you get to learn nothing.
Right. Well, we'll talk about that off air. I've learned that Twitter is. We'll talk about that off air.
It's not as
my
friendly as Facebook.
My place is
can be.
Facebook. I'm older. I just need the comfort of that warmth of happiness of Facebook.
You just like to see those likes.
Yes,
click
the
up.
likes, and
Yes.
the hearts, and all that good stuff. So
If I did this for likes, I wouldn't be here long.
hey! I will say there's got to be a way to archive it, right? We can go back. Can we look at your stuff? Okay. So if we go way back in the day, and look for Rosie. Did you tag Rosie? You had to tag Rosie.
I tagged her. I don't know if I tagged her, but she's there. Actually, I don't delete anything on my personal Facebook page.
Okay.
So everything I've done is there. You go far back enough, you'll find some of my modeling pictures back when I was 27 and looking good and pregnant.
Okay.
I was modeling while I was pregnant.
What?
They
with the belly and everything?
they would like make you turn and
okay.
Yes.
What? Okay. So when was that? Was that last? It wasn't this year. It was last year.
Rosie.
It would have been
Rosie
June or July or May.
It was last year, and
I think it was May. I think they rolled it out in May.
They rolled it up in May.
Go back to Yoly's feed if you can, folks, and look in May, and you're gonna find her. You were inside the stupid thing, weren't you?
Yes, that was so cool.
She was in.
So was Horrigan, and so was Ellen Nitch, and just about anyone who is somehow associated with government was there. So it was really cool.
So speaking of, and you can
was courtesy of the Acronist.
Okay, and you can
find that on the Acronist page.
Okay,
if you go down far enough.
You can be an advocate for us. So we're gonna try this show, right? We're nervous because we have a tendency to do more fun topics here. But March 14th, we're doing one on the safety of Akron and the relationship the police have with the community, and on the gun scenario in regards to gun control within Akron. Because I was when I went off on the whole Vegas thing, I caused a ruckus, and it was a negative ruckus personally toward me in regards to a lot of people that follow me and stuff, but including family as well. But when I look at it now, my thought process is I just want to get people together in that conversation. Okay, so and I've been working toward this, and we were afraid to do it. We were afraid to do it because we're a fun show, right? We don't tackle really tough topics. So keep that in mind. March 14th.
Everything is a tough topic.
I know. So
but you know what? If all you talk about are the positive things,
right?
You know, I love to advocate for Akron. I'm constantly telling you what to do, where to do it, what's going on, what's happening, and I'm showing you all the good things.
Right.
But if you read through my stuff, you will see that, you know, not everything is good, not everything is positive.
Right.
And if there isn't anyone out there bringing that out and showing it to you,
right?
You know, the Beacon Journal is there, and they put out the hard stories because nobody else does.
Sure.
And if you don't do that, then you start feeling as an individual like you're disenfranchised because your life is not rosy.
Okay.
Your life is not there.
So keep us in mind, and anybody you want to
So the
refer,
14th?
the 14th of March, anybody you want to refer to us, we're going to try and do that one off-site. We're going to try and do that one at a local establishment. We'll figure out where. But, I've already got one congressional candidate that wants to be on the show.
Oh, that's really cool.
So that's a big deal, and we'll see how that pans out. I've also got a police academy graduate before he joins the force that wants to be on the show, and potentially a 911 dispatcher as well.
Ooh,
So
you might as well work out of the Akron family restaurant where they all hang out.
I'll be
And
there.
Yes, they will all be there.
and a gun collector that owns more than 250 weapons wants to be on there too. So I mean, the point is we don't want to have a fight, but I want to be able to discuss this openly without hiding anymore behind fun stuff. So that's coming up. So
And I'm thankful. Public discourse is why we're here.
okay, well, folks, here she is. We got her on set. Let's hear it for Yoly, everybody. I'll give you his cowbell. Hold on, we'll get some cowbell. So give you a little wave. Little wave. Okay, little queen wave.
I don't do that.
A little queen wave.
I go like this.
All right. So here we go, folks. Our next topic is an interesting one, right? Because it's one that we often overlook. Life insurance. Hey, the thing about life insurance is when you're young and vigorous and vibrant, you don't really care because you're not thinking, hey, someday I'm going to die, because, early on in life, you think you're immune to all that stuff. So let's have a big, nice round of applause for our next guest, and that would be Mr. Eric Elsass. We'll flip it around here. Oh, we got a bear down. Flip it around back to you. Okay. So let's hear for Eric now. Eric, the first thing I'm going to ask you has nothing to do with life insurance.
Fantastic.
You have by the way, she's better looking than you. Okay. So I'm not going to look at you as much. So don't you look at the camera more. Okay. So go for that direction. Okay. So right now, Eric, you have a very interesting and cool blimp story.
Yeah, so our family's here in Akron, because speaking of Akron that are cool things, my grandfather was part of the Graf Zeppelin Corporation and the Zeppelin Corporation, and ended up over here building and helping with the Akron and Macon, and big airships, large.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Zeppelins were much bigger than the blimps.
Well, the Zeppelins, Zeppelin technology was used to build the Akron and Macon, which were very large airships. I think they were on par with the Graf Zeppelin and the Graf Hindenburg.
Okay.
So they were large, very large. Yeah, so it's just, that's how we're here. That's
okay.
Why,
all right, so before I go on with you, I just did want to know, we did have a winner, right? Mm-hmm. Acme gift card, get ready for the air horn. Our winner from Canton, Ohio, which is still in the 330, friend of show, Mrs. Starla McClure. Starla McClure. So we're going to give away that Acme gift card to Starla. So let's hear it for Starla, everybody. Yay.
nice.
Okay.
So what was the answer to the question?
The question was, how much were the bouquet of the bacon or the cupcake roses? And the answer was $25. And those are still available. I mean, the nice thing about that bakery is they don't shut down.
They
Doesn't
just
have to
keep
be
going.
Valentine's Day.
That's awesome.
And folks, if you haven't seen it, Gus Foster, friend of show and dad of Showman, he went ahead and he purchased one of those for mom of show, and she posted that today, and it looked fantastic. And seeing the dozen like that, I mean, we had them here on show, but I think when they did them for our show, they did them more as a demo. So they were more like they look different. But when you saw my mom's today, they were very sculpted and they really looked like roses. It was fantastic. So
Were they tasty?
I haven't been over there yet. I'll go. There's no way if they eat all if they eat all 12 of those in a 24-hour period, there's a problem. All right, they
wouldn't last at our
We'll have
house.
diabetes issues or something. All right,
Yeah,
so
it wouldn't
I'll go over and I'll at least get one of them. All right, so Eric, here's the deal, right? So I'm naive, of course. This isn't my industry like at all. All right. So the question is, what type of insurances are even out there, and how do you go about even beginning the process of looking for them?
Yeah, I know it's a super exciting topic, right? Life insurance, but it's something that everybody needs. There's two basic types. There's whole life and term, and it's or permanent in term, and it's basically just based on what you need. Term is super popular. That's what most people use. It's the cheapest. It's the biggest bang for the buck, pennies on the dollar, that kind of thing, and it's for a specific period of time. Where whole life, you have a tendency to hold on to it your whole life. It's more of a permanent policy.
Okay. I do have a follow-up question, but I just saw Amy joined. I saw Amy.
Hey.
Comey was on our show last week.
Yeah.
And I saw Comey again.
Great show, by the way.
I saw Comey again present today. I happened to be in an event where they were at, and Amy and Audrey did a fantastic job talking to potential and future entrepreneurs that are all college kids that are getting ready to graduate.
That's awesome.
So that was interesting.
story.
That was interesting. So good job, Amy, on that. So the question is, how do we? Okay, so I am X number of years old. I got X number of kids. I got X number of income. What's the process? How do you go about assessing what you would even need for life insurance?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you're looking at assets, what your total assets are, what your kind of not your life expectancy, but, what your income level, and if something were to happen to you, how do you replace that? So, rule kind of a general rule is 10 times your income, you know what I mean? So,
okay.
Yeah.
So for example, an annual income?
Yeah.
So 10 times your annual income?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I'm, hey, Kate. I'm currently uninsured. I'm sorry, underinsured. Underinsured right now.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Aww.
Please tell me nobody heard that, right? That didn't come through on the mic. Okay.
Well, and it's all about, that's got to generate income. That's the idea is if you're going to replace your income, you need the funds to do that.
Okay.
If you got $100,000, it's going to give you maybe $5,000 a year.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If things are really good.
Okay.
So $1 million would give you 50 to 100,000.
Oh, okay. So
you know what I'm saying?
So explain. What's that? And again, these are all terms I'm not familiar with. It's an amortization table, or is that right? Where it gets spread out over X number of years. Explain how all that works.
But you're talking about like how they calculate.
You just said 100,000 turns into 5 a year.
Yeah. So that's basic not economics. Come on, Scotty. I know you are young.
You got to help me out. This is not my. This is you. This is your.
So if you're, I know. Sorry about that, Hank. A little slip of the tongue.
That's
old friends.
That's okay. Keep going.
Yeah. No. So it's so if you got an interest rate of 6%, 5%, which would be fantastic. That's all about how much that money can generate in an income. So that's the idea is providing your lovely wife, with an income if you need it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the idea.
Okay.
Paying off your debt if there's debt, that kind of idea.
And I did experience this, unfortunately, from a company standpoint with a previous company I owned. The company owner passed away.
Exactly.
And so it turned into a situation where we had to balance, like, well, what do we do with the company? What do we do with the life insurance? What do we do with the debt? I mean, it was a juggling act. So we ended up splitting it up, and we figured out a way that was best for all the parties involved. My goal was to protect his wife at all costs.
Exactly.
And so we helped to figure that out. So
that's a great. A big part of what I've been doing since I'm back in the industry. By the way, I got over 20 years of experience. Stepped out for a couple years, now I'm back. And we do a lot with companies for that very thing. Buy, sell, key man insurance. If something happens to your key guy, you know what I mean?
Right.
That provides life insurance provides immediate funding. So you have a death certificate, and then the insurance provider gives you that death benefit right now. So you're not waiting for it. So typically a company will have in advance an idea of what they're going to do with those dollars, whether it's pay the wife, give her shares of her husband's company, you know what I mean, or other way around, the wife.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay. Well, so and that brings up the next question. All right. So what happens when somebody passes away? At that point, what's the process? I know we always hear all these horror stories, whether it be on Facebook or whether it be on TV or whatever,
right?
About somebody passes away, and then all of a sudden there's all this stuff that needs to happen. And
right.
So what
this is called meeting with your estate attorney and getting things in order, right? Getting your will, doing the basics that everybody should do if you haven't already done that. And then, so it's having a plan is really the basis. You know what I mean? Even if it's just sitting down with your bride and talking through, okay, knowing where you both are. You do that individually, you do that corporately. Depending on how big your estate is, you probably want to bring an attorney in on that to help you, like define that, so that, my grandfather, when he passed away, he said, in my drawer, there's a checklist, go through the checklist. So it's like, talk to this funeral home. Here's where my money is. You know what I mean? It's just having a plan is the starting point.
Okay. So then, and people have brought this up with me before. How important are the credit ratings of a life insurance company? Because, I was talking today in the office with John, and I said, hey, how does it work if you buy into a life insurance company? Where's that money coming from? And then what happens if that company closes during the disbursement time or something like that? How does that all work?
There are safeguards, and obviously, it's like buying anything. You want to make sure you're getting a really good product. You don't want to, get the cheapest thing you can. You want to make sure that you're finding a good company. So credit ratings are very important.
Okay.
There are safety measures there, governmentally and industry wide. There are measures that are there to help if something like that were to happen. But it's very important that you find a good company. That's a good good starting place.
What am I forgetting? What am I leaving out?
Well, and that that kind of leads into what we do specifically. Is I'm an independent representative. I don't serve any company. I work independently. So when Hank comes to me and he smokes and drinks and chews and does all this kind of stuff, we can find it. You don't do any of that, do you?
Chewing's gross.
Okay. Anyways,
I smoke 2 cigars a year.
Exactly.
And
so
I never drink.
Yeah. No. The idea is moving right along.
Come on.
No. Anyway, so
No.
we shop. We shop the markets because some insurance companies are more favorable for smokers. I recently got a guy insured who smokes pot. So speaking of grass, but anyways,
baby.
these things, so that's the idea. We help people get covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're finished up here in a little bit, but right now, we're advanced insurance design, right? Is that what's
designs,
okay.
Plural.
So feel free to take a minute, tell us fully about yourself, about your company, and give us a 2-minute commercial.
2-minute commercial.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Scott.
All right.
Hank. So anyways, Advanced Insurance Design was formed by a couple of friends of mine, Zig and Jeff Novak. Actually, their father formed the business 40 years ago. Their primary thing is health insurance, and that's what they formed their business on. So if you're looking for health insurance or need, information on that, give these guys a call. Through the years, they've grown to be a full-service insurance agency. We do health insurance, we do auto and home, and all that kind of stuff. They brought me into the industry, into their business specifically, to do the life insurance. My background is actually in life insurance. I have essentially a college degree, for that product, and so you bring a lot of experience and. That's probably not 2 minutes, but that's the short form of what we do.
Keep going. Whatever you want to tell us.
Yeah.
You don't have to go short. This is your forum right now.
Wow.
You're talking to Northeast Ohio. So.
Well, I just say, I put it out there. If people have questions, life insurance is pretty basic. Sitting down and meeting with someone and kind of going through the process is the starting point,
Okay. We usually have a phone right here.
Do we?
But we didn't do it tonight because we just knew we'd have a big show.
We have a cowbell.
We have a cowbell. We do have a cowbell. All right. Huh?
You need a caller?
Caller for what? A
Caller.
A caller? No, we don't need a caller.
At what age?
We don't need a caller. What?
At what age?
At what age?
At what age should you sit down with someone?
Wow, that's a great question from Kate. If you didn't hear that, I'll say the question. At what age should you sit down with someone? At what age should you consider getting life insurance?
Yeah, that's a good question. So for instance, we write policies on kids, as a just in case thing. A lot of times those convert and can be used in later life for them. So it's a starting point. I personally have a college student in our family, and as a way of protecting ourselves in case something happens to him, we have a life insurance policy on him to cover that incredibly large debt for college. The big key is life. If you have life big life events like you got married, you have a kid, you buy a business, you sell a business, you sell a home, you buy a home. There's lots of triggers for it. But basically any big financial thing is really good. Typically in a time that you need to look at stuff, review it.
Well, and if I remember correctly, Kate, correct me if I'm wrong.
Hank?
We have.
She is on fire today. I love her.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, love her. All right, so we each have our own life insurance policy for X number of dollars.
Correct.
Then I think I have a disability
Nice.
waiver.
Okay.
Yes. Would be an extra, right?
Well,
and
we
then,
don't know why you have that.
wow. and
A little delayed reaction there.
And then I think I know I have another one. She did have maternity, but that's done now.
Is it?
Oh my God. I think both moms are watching. Yes, it's done. Yes, it's done. Okay. All right. So what else should I consider, right? My issue is, number one, if I die, but number two, if I get hurt and can't work.
Right.
So what else is there to consider? Is there anything else?
Well, that's the disability side. I mean, disability insurance is all about, protecting your income while you're living. So if something happens to you on the job,
okay.
A lot of companies provide that or offer it. You can do that individually, and that can be whether you're a musician or, a bricklayer. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of specific to your industry.
All right. Well, we are close on time, so here we go. Once again, folks, we've had a lot of fun spending some time with you here tonight. We hope we gave you some good ideas for summer fun and neat things to do around the 330. Also, make sure you take advantage of getting life insurance while you still have the time to make those decisions make sense. Make sure you tune in next week where we're going to tackle the local thought process surrounding our attitudes towards sporting events. But until then, I don't know where I'm going, but there ain't no sense in being late. Say goodnight, Shirley.
Good night, Shirley!
This podcast is a copyright of Moon Garden Media Limited.
Oh, this a lot of peanut butter.
Goodbye!